Hello everybody, Papa Sweet here for TN Gaming. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to create a custom t-shirt logo in Fire Pro Wrestling World. And this will work if you're on a PC or a console. So we're going to take our channel logo, TN Gaming, and we want to make it a t-shirt logo on the chest. So you'll need a couple things. Usually I would say Photo P. Photo P I think it's called. Free online editor like Photoshop. But lately, MaxMitch's generators haven't been working in Photo P for me. But that's because I resized this generator just a little bit, and for some reason it just does not work in Photo P. Usually, if you don't want to do the resize trick to make the logo look bigger, then you should be fine doing this in Photo P. But for now, we're doing it in Photoshop. So you're going to need something that can handle smart objects. An editor that can handle smart objects for sure. Need the logo or the picture that you want on the t-shirt. You'll need MaxMitch's generators, which I will link down in the description, along with Avengers. I can't remember what he called it, but it's basically every part in the game he dumped. So we're going to use that as a little reference later on in this video. But for now, we have our logo. We're going to I opened up the Fire Pro chest logo generator from MaxMitch. This is what you're going to see. You're going to have a layer that says edit this smart object. You're going to have a folder that says no touchy, and then a layer that says instructions. It's always good to read the instructions, especially if you're new. I've done this a lot. I just hide that. The no touchy for right now, general do not touch this unless you want to turn the view off and on, which we'll do later. But for now, we're not going to touch this. Okay. So what we're going to do, click on edit the smart object. We're going to double click right here. And that should open this smart object in another, see, we got the pineapple. Now you see how small this is? If we add our logo now, it's gonna be kind of small on the shirt. I don't want my logo to be small. I want to be able to see my design. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to image. I'm gonna go to image size and width. I kind of like it around 88, I think it is. So we're going to try 88. Sometimes this can be a bit of experimentation. Trying a size, and if it's too big, go down, go up, etc. So 88 by 70 is what I think I do. So we're going to see. We're going to OK. Now we got it big. Now they include this layer as well with the little cross in it for centering stuff. But I got a trick for that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to our logo, TN Gaming, select the Move tool, click, drag it over to this tab, bring it in, let it go. Now it's way bigger than our size. So we've got to go to Edit, Transform, Scale. I like to click the link button here. Click, hold, and drag this corner in. You may have to resize a couple times to get it to fit. See, that's still going to be a little big, so I'm going to come down a little more. Maybe right there. I think that'll work. I'm going to click the move tool again. Apply the transformation. Yes. Now I could sit here and drag this around trying to center it, but I like to do something a little quick. Go to Select, All, make sure the Move tool is selected. We're going to click this one right here. It centers it vertically, and then this right here, Align Horizontal Center. Select, deselect. It should be centered. Let's turn this background off. Now, one little final step I like to do for my logo. Some logos you probably won't have to do this, but since it's text, I want it to stand out a little bit. I'm going to click down here to layer style. We're going to go to stroke. Takes a little bit to pop up on mine at least. Now we got 3. That's a little too big, so I'm going to go down to 1, and I'm going to lower the opacity a little. I'm going to go to OK. Now here's a big step. You got to go to File, Save. When I tried this in Photopea, since I resized the document, it would not let me save the smart object. You may have better luck, but for me it didn't work. So we're here. So I'm going to go to Save. Okay, it's saving and updating the smart object. All right, let's click back over here on the Fire Pro Chess logo generator. Now look, we have our logo here. Now, for all intents and purposes, you're done now. You could just go to File, Save As, name it, and put it as a PNG, and then put it in your game like you normally would. But I like to take a little extra step. I want to make sure there's no extra pixels hanging off the sprite, stuff like that. So if you want to go that extra, put the extra detail in, follow along. We're going to go to File. This is going to be using the base parts of the game that Avenger dumped. So what we're going to do, I have them saved in my computer. We're going to go to File, Place, and then I'm going to find where I saved them at, which is in Templates. And then I got Chest, and we're looking for T-shirt 1 medium. You can do whatever size body you're wanting, either small, medium, large, or I think it's giant. But for this one, I'm doing T-shirt 1 M. We select it in your files, place it, and Photoshop should automatically center it, have it exactly in place the way we like it. I'm going to place this file. Yes, place the file. Now we're going to click the T-shirt layer and drag it down. I like to drag it down below the instructions layer. Now technically, you see this gives a preview what it would look like on a white shirt. But I want to zoom in. I want to see, do we have any places that hang over? And already looking, yes. 88 might have been a bit too big for our image size. But for this, we're going to go with it. Because you see how this G is hanging off? So if you're in game, you would see that edge of that G just floating off to the side. And that doesn't work. I don't like that personally. Now what I could do, I could go back to the smart object. I could go to Image, Image Size, and I could bring it down a little bit. Let's just try it. Let's go 85. Okay, File, Save, let it update the smart object, and then we'll go back and see if we noticed a difference. You really can't tell that big of a difference. A little bit. It's still hanging. So we need to take an extra precaution. But first, I want to change this T-shirt to the color I think I would use in a game. So click the T-shirt layer. Click the layer style down here. We're going to go to Color Overlay. And it's going to pop up. And we're going to choose black. I do blend mode, multiply. And I bring the opacity down just a little bit. Now, that gives us a good look, but we're going to go out and view, fit on screen. That gives us a good idea how it's going to look in game. But again, I got that G that's hanging off to the side there. I want to fix that up. How do I do that? Well, before we do anything, we need to get our logo on its own layer. Right now, it's all tied to no touchy. And again, what do? We no touchy, no touchy. So we're going to create a new layer. This was called layer 4. I will rename it later, but for now, make sure layer 4 is selected. I like to use keyboard shortcuts, so hit Shift, Control, Alt, E. Now what that should have done is created an exact copy of our logo on this layer 4. We can find out, let's hide no touchy. Yep, we have our logo. So I'm going to name this logo. Alright, logo's done. Now, since we have the logo here, we can edit it. And that's what we're going to do. Bring up the t-shirt so we can see it again. And look right here, I just noticed something. Let me zoom in a little bit. See, the generators aren't perfect. Some angles aren't going to look right. Some may. Depending how you lay. You see how the G's hanging off here? This next step will get rid of that so it's not looking like it's poking up in the head or something. And right here as well. I know a lot of people will go in and make sure each sprite is perfect, so on and so on. But if it's angles that aren't seen much, I kind of just let it go. So what we do, we're going to hold Control on the keyboard and click the t-shirt layer. Now if you see, we got like little marching ants around the t-shirt. That means it's selected. Okay, with that selected, click Logo, go down here and click Layer Mask. Now, if we go look, let's zoom in. We should see the G is not overhanging anymore. It's not. It's right on the edge, but it's not hanging off anymore. Basically, we just cut our logo to the selection of the shirt. So good so far. Now, again, after this step, you could hide the t-shirt. You could go to View, get on screen, File, Save it as whatever you want it to name, and ping, and upload it to your game. You're done. I like to do another little step. We're going to, on the logo, we're going to right click the layer mask, apply layer mask. We're going to hold Control again on the keyboard, Control click logo. Now you see, our logo is selected. It has the marching ants around it. Now we're going to go to t-shirt here, click it. With this selected, we're going to, on keyboard, we're going to hit Control J. And now what that did, that created a selection of our t-shirt layer in the shape of our logo. So I'm going to turn off logo for a second. I'm going to turn off t-shirt. You see? But I don't want it black. So we're going to turn off color overlay. Now it's white. It's just like the white t-shirt. And we're going to drag it above logo. Excuse me. We're going to name this Highlight. Okay, let's turn the logo back on. Let's turn the t-shirt back on. Now on the highlight layer, make sure it's selected. Click here, and we're going to select Multiply Blend Mode. Now look, it gives it a better, it kind of just makes it, I don't know, it gives it some shadows and some highlights. So what I like to do now is I adjust the opacity down just a tad. And again, you're technically done. You could hide the t-shirt, save it, export it, and upload it, and put it in your game. But I do one more small step. I go to Filter, Sharpen, Sharpen on the highlight. And then I do Filter, Sharpen, Sharpen on the logo. And that is pretty much. Again, personal taste, the logo's a bit big. So if I was doing this and gonna really upload it, I would make sure the smart object was just a tad smaller. But that's just me. Again, before you export it though, you've got to get rid of this t-shirt layer. That t-shirt is just to help you visualize what it should look like in game. And you got to remember, this is for chest. So when you upload it, say to the FirePro PS4 site or Steam, you'll have to select what's it for. Is this a chest layer, waist layer? No, this is chest. And that's how you upload it. You'd go to save. I would save this as TN Gaming ping.ping. And then I would upload it to whichever site I wanted. And his MaxMitch has other generators. I find them a little easier than Avengers actions that he did. Sometimes the actions do work better, but in my case, MaxMitch generators are really good. He's got one for boots, he's got one for the back of the shirt, he's got one for crotch area. I even think he has one for mask and belts as well. I will link his site. You could go to his site, pick them up, and I'll link Avengers parts. I think he has them up on a Google Drive. I'll put all that in the description of the video. I appreciate you watching, and if there's any questions you have, just let me know. I'll try to help the best I can. And as always, remember, God loves you. God bless you all. We'll see you next time.